Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday, October 6th. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to continue with our videos on communication, focusing on listening. We've already talked about the importance of not having your ears be in attack mode, not listen to be defensive, not listen so that you can have the wrong kinds of attitudes about people, but listen to love and to care. But there's another important aspect that your ears are to perform for you, your listening, and that's to protect your heart. Remember in Proverbs 4, we get this strong plea from Solomon. Above all else, guard your heart, for it's the wellspring of life. It's everything you do comes from your heart, who you are. Your ears form a very protective guard for you, a way for you to filter things that will bring damage to your heart. Just as Jesus says, watch out for bad light because it comes in and it pollutes everything inside. Well, the things that you hear can also be very toxic to you if you don't filter them and put them in the right perspective. So these passages in Proverbs 18, verse 13, verse 15, and verse 17 are huge for us in knowing how to listen well. Verse 17 basically says this: the first to state his case seems right until another comes along and cross-examines him. The point is that when you receive information, you want that information to be something that you can verify. You want both sides to be equally represented, no matter what the situation is. You want the equality of the claims that you're hearing to have credibility. Not just on one side, not just the side that you might favor or that seems more attractive to you, but both sides, so they can be presented clearly. Then you're in a position to make a fair judgment, applying the scriptures and the scriptural principles appropriately. Therefore, you want to let your ears be a crucial way, a vital way to guard your heart. This works out in casual conversation. Someone says something negatively about someone. The easiest solution there is to say, well, why are you saying that? Is this to encourage this person? No, this is true. Okay, it needs to be verified. Well, let's go talk to someone about that. We're talking about Susan. Let's go talk to Susan. Is that true? We need to have verification. If you just accept things, but negative things about what someone says, you've only heard half of the story. It might be the right half, but it might be wrong too. That's why the Proverbs are so strong. The first person making the claim sounds very reasonable and very good until they're cross-examined. Both sides of something that you're hearing need to be represented fairly, and this is huge in casual conversation. Otherwise, we can be engaging in gossip. We want to be presented fairly. We need to give that same benefit of the doubt to others. Social media is another area where we accept things without verifying them. We just assume that it's correct, or maybe it's correct, but it kind of fits my general impression of that person, so I wind up believing it. See, that's not giving both sides equal credibility. It's not being faithful both to God, to the person you're talking to, and to your own heart, to accept in things that might be wrong and can cause a toxic reaction. And as we're going to see when we get into speaking, which is the next section we're going to look at, words have the impact of a forest fire. So you need to be careful what you see on social media, what you view in what you hear in casual conversation. It may not make you popular, but it will help protect your heart. And then, of course, there's the whole area of our news sources. When you hear sources say, or statistics say, or opinion polls say, or this person says. It needs to be verified. Just because one person makes a claim doesn't necessarily make it true. So you can read on one hand, just for example, not making a case on either side here, about how the Arctic ice is decreasing dramatically. You can also turn a few pages later and see that the Antarctic ice is at record levels and record cold. To all of those of us who are not trained meteorologists, we don't know what to do with that. We need to do the research and find out which is actually more helpful, which is actually, give us a way so that we're not swayed in the wrong direction. Both sides need to state their case fairly, equitably, so that we can hear it. So whether it's in casual conversation, whether it's in social media, whether it's something you hear through news, the various organs and platforms and whatnot, listen to this proverb. The first person to come along to state their case, it seems right, until someone comes along and cross-examines them. That's a warning. That's how we guard our heart from information that's going to steer us in the wrong direction and cause us to be confused or lead us in a way that's not helpful. This is a vital way to guard our hearts. It's just a practical step. So it's the last step in talking about being a good and faithful listener, being an epic listener. And Lord willing, tonight we'll start getting into the area of speaking, because that's equally important. Thanks so much for being here. Please consider subscribing, turn on post notifications, and these videos will come to you right away. Check us out, everydaytalk247.com. Thank you for your support, and Lord willing, we'll see you again tonight. You have a great day, being someone whose ears guard your heart. Bye-bye.